Series, I want to focus on the idea of threats. And we've talked about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so I would like to focus just on the last word there, the threats. But I want to do that by creating a mighty defense, a defense that is impregnable and unassailable because, the wolves are out there. And we don't want to be sheep anymore. We want to turn the tables and devour our opponent. And of course, that's what our opponent's trying to do to us as well, right? I mean, we're all trying to do the same thing as that goes on, and they're trying to do that, and so are we. And we just want to be better at that. So I think getting an incredible defense is going to be one of the things that will help pole vault you into where you want to be in terms of winning your game. And so the opening that I have, I don't really have a name for it, but it is the pawn to E4 here. So the king's pawn to E4, or king's pawn to KP4, however you want to think of it, an old fashioned or the grid method. Anyway, you just move the king's pawn up to to get started. And so we're going to have an idea of focusing on threats, even as we create an impregnable fortress. It's something that is where every piece is defended, and we get everything out of the king's row, and we take a look at checks and captures and threats, along with just the idea of threats. I really want to. I don't want to focus on it to tunnel vision, but I want to focus on it as best we can with. And keep doing everything else that we've been doing as well. But I want to think about that. So tonight I have Jan J, which is a bot player from chess.com, and the flag is a Liberian flag. And I will get started with the chess game. And let me get these out of the way so you can see what the comments are in the on the screen here. And so nothing big yet, and so it's not a timed game, which should give us more time to think. All right, so everything that I've moved is very very strong. In other words, it's well defended from threats, and I don't see any threats yet. Now there is a threat here of this bishop going to come down here and possibly threaten my knight, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess up my pawns. Okay, so now we finally have a threat. Now I could just go here and I could take, and he would take, etc. So what I am going to do is going to put my bishop there. That's one option to work with this particular threat. And then if he takes my bishop, I take his knight. And there we go. And so I did all that, and I didn't have my pawn structure. And now look what I get to do. I get to take an undefended pawn, which is, I think, fantastic. And then I'm going to go here, and I'm threatening Scholar's Mate unless they do something. Well, they did. They did something. Okay, that's fine. So we can't do that, and we're threatening my knight. But I can go here with my double knight structure. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm going to take that back, and because I didn't see that. Okay, so what I could do, what could I do instead? I could go here. That wouldn't work. And so I didn't do my threat analysis. This is protected, and this is protected, and this is protected. Everything's protected. And the threat I have is something coming here. The queen could get double protection and come there, so that would be a thing. So I have to move this knight because it is under threat. I can't go there, and I can't go here. And so I'll just go back here. Let's do it that way. And now we have the queen threatening this unprotected knight, and I don't know. Let's do this and see. I'm going to go ahead and castle, and I'm going to put my yeah. So there we have we have something coming on the horizon here. So what can I do to cause trouble? I can go ahead and put this knight up here. And that gives me, knight. A pawn. It's a pawn. Oh my goodness! So that's a pawn. So I put the pawn to protect the knight, and so I have an opportunity for discovered check, and I really like discovered check. Although this doesn't give me a ton of stuff to do, but if I and I have my knight on there, so I'm going to go ahead and go over here and threaten this unprotected pawn and get ready for a discovered check. Oh, he did that. Okay, so. Wow. All right. So that's fine. And now I'm going to go ahead and what can I do now? I could go here and threaten his queen. So that's pretty cool with my knight. And I have my pieces protected. My king has got a problem because it's exposed to this diagonal. So I haven't made an impregnable fortress. But I do have a free pawn that I can get. And possibly I can get I could get his queen if I go there. So I'd rather have a way to get the king to go where well, he can't go where I want him to go, can he? Can't do that. So I'm gonna raise this pawn since it was unprotected, and now he's gonna go after my rook and then my pawn, and so I don't really can't do a lot, but I can put his queen in check. I mean, not in check, but all right, that's good. Now what can I do? I can put his king in check, and then I could see. Can I? I can't do anything really cool. If I go there, he'll go there. I can go here, and it doesn't do a lot. And I can't go there. So that didn't help me any. I can go take this. Well, my knight is in jeopardy. So I pretty much have to protect my knight. And he goes there to attack my knight. So can I do something about that? I can go here. That doesn't help. Go here. That doesn't work. I can go here. That's, of course, not... Well, no, there's nothing good I can do there. Go here. That his queen would take me. So I am needing to move my knight somewhere fun, and I don't really have a fun place to move it. I'm going to move my knight here. It is protected by my bishop that way. All right. See what he does. And he protects that pawn, which is fine. So if I can get this bishop up, I could double stack these rooks. Well, he took that. All right. So now he's going to come up there. I don't have a way to protect my but I do have another chance for discovered check. Well, he's not gonna go for that. Fine. I could get his queen probably. I don't know. Might be good to get the queen. So didn't happen. Yeah, there we go. So there's not a lot he can do there. So now he's threatening my queen. And I'm going to go back up here and so that I don't have to leave that position that I was in. And I could go here. He'll probably have to trade that with his knight because it would be checkmate in one move if he doesn't. Oh, look at that. Huh. Well, that's interesting. That wouldn't work. All right, well, let's go here. See what he does. Ah, took my knight. That worked. Threaten his king. Oh, wow, look at that. I thought that might do it. All right, so now I have his queen. So do I have an impregnable defense? So Not exactly, but I had a pretty cool attack, I believe, and I'm I have a queen and a bishop, and he has a knight and a let's put him in check here, and he does that. I'll trade. Okay, so what can I do now? I can't take either of those pawns, but I can come down here and I can see. I can come down here and take this next pawn. Actually, he could defend it if he wants to. And he did. He did defend it, which is fine. Let's go break up some of the pawn wars here. Actually, it's Jan J, sorry. Alright, so that's that. So he's going to put me in check, probably. That's fine. I'm going to take some more pawns. Alright. So he does that. And I'm going to go up here and see if I can get a queen. And this was a bad move on his part because I can put him in check, or put her in check, and take the rook. And so now she should just resign. I don't think she can. All right, let's just take this pawn up since everything on this side is protected. Or well, the king is contained within his little realm here. So that's where he's going to have to stay, is with that. Focus on threats. I'm not sure how good I did at that. I did talk about it and think about it. I certainly thought about, being more of a wolf than a sheep. And so one of the things I like to do is, at this point, is keep the king in check with every move, because it's too easy for the king to find a position of stalemate. Okay, great. So I only got 2 crowns, probably because I had to take one back. But anyway, let's go take a look at that at that game. Let's kind of review it a little bit. So we'll do a game review, and the game review changes the size of the. It didn't this time, but I had one where I did a game review, and it like made it where you couldn't see all the rows, and I apologize for that. And by the way, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you're still at this video at this point, I really appreciate it. I couldn't do the channel without you, and you've been such a great help. And so what I would ask you to do is, if you think I've earned it, smash that subscribe button, click the like, leave a comment, share with your friends, and give me your ideas. I've gotten so many good ideas from you. Matter of fact, I've got such some good ideas. I'm going to be doing some research and researching my opening, and see how I can tweak my opening. Tonight was a plan for that, but my opening is dynamic, right? I mean, maybe I'm kidding myself, but I believe my opening is dynamic, and it responds to what your opponent does. And so I had to respond with my opening moves to what the opponent was doing, and I like that. And maybe that won't last until I get into the 2000s ELO, but I hope it lasts for a while. As you can see, my ELO has fallen. I didn't get those videos ready to show yet, but I will show them, or that's my plan anyway. I was at 736. I'm down to 694, but we hope to change that. So accuracy was 66.1%. Oh, you can't really see that. Let's get this out of the way. This out of the way. So the accuracy for white was 66.1. And the accuracy on black was 58.9. Pretty similar, really. No great moves or brilliant moves. They were best moves, excellent moves, good moves, book moves, 3 and 2. Inaccuracies, we both had the same number of inaccuracies. 9 mistakes on black, 8 on mine. And misses, I had 8 misses. So let's see if we can figure out what in the world that's talking about here. So we'll look at that. That's a book move. And then we have moves that aren't book moves, but let's see what they say about them. E5 is a common response, of course. All right, so it's a book move, moving the of course it is, yeah. And that's a book move. In other words, so many of these occur in the databases that we can think of it as happening by the book, so to speak. All right, so that's a book move as well. So we have 3 knights out. And now that's a question mark. Why did she put that up? Well, I think she put that up to free this bishop to come and attack this pawn. That's what I would think. I really don't know. And at that point, I don't know what happened next. I could have gone and taken this pawn. It was free for the taking. I didn't do it. I should have. But I put this up because I don't like the idea of this bishop coming down here and threatening my knight. But that's a weakness on my part, perhaps. But I like it that way. Okay, now we have this. This was the main, the beginning of the wolf attack, and wanted to look for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We want to look for captures and threats and strengths, and all right. So I did that move, and that was considered an inaccuracy. You missed an opportunity to win a pawn. Yes, I could have gone up there and won that pawn, and then they would have taken this pawn, and I would have taken with my knight. But my knight, I didn't like what I saw happening. As I calculated that out, this pawn would have been free to move, and it was protected by the knight. And if I took it, I would lose my knight. So I wasn't happy with that. I could have put my queen up there, perhaps, and maybe that would have been a good thing. But she could have taken her bishop down here and threatened my queen. I could have put a pawn on it, but this could have taken it. So I just didn't like the way that calculated out. So I like this plan, and that was considered a good move, an equal trade. That's good. And I could have put my pawn up, but I wasn't really willing to trade queens at that point. So we traded knights. So pretty equal stuff here. A knight and a pawn and a bishop and a pawn. Most people think of the bishop and the knight as 3 points each. Of course, pawns are 1 point each. So this was considered a mistake, although it's a protected move. I'm not sure why it was considered a mistake, except I can get 2 pieces on it and get a free pawn for a trade, and I like to look at trades that way. So now I put my knight up there, and I took that free pawn. Finally took the free pawn, and I wanted to go right there so bad, but she was wise enough to see that, and I wouldn't allow it. Went there. That was considered a mistake, but it also is a way to get the rook out. So sometimes I think we make moves that may not be book moves, but still they're moves that we did for a reason. And okay, so this is there. And so now my knight is in trouble. I'm going to have to move it, and I didn't get to do my scholar's mate. If I had moved my queen from there to there, then I could have gone here and, she would have had to protect against that. Probably move her queen up, or she couldn't move that up, so forget that. But she could have moved her queen up, either place. That's not a recommended place. But here, and I wouldn't have been able to do that. But still, it was a possibility. So then I had to move my knight out of the way, and I did. And you miss an opportunity to develop a rook off its starting square. Well, but I would have lost my knight. I don't see the strategy. I'm sure there is a great strategy for sacrificing my knight for this pawn. I'm sure there is. I just don't know what it was. I assume this would mean... let's show the moves. Huh. I don't know. I don't really like that. I don't like to have the queens like that where they have to develop in that manner. I don't know. Maybe that's a good way to do it. Anyway, that wasn't what I wanted to do. All right, that's considered a mistake on her part. Although it looks pretty good to me because it threatens my knight, and it would also put me in check. Of course, I could answer it by putting this knight here. All right, so let's go on. So I put my queen there to protect my knight. She's not going to take this knight if my queen can put the king in check after that. She's not going to do that. And so then it gave me a chance. I could have gone here and put the king in check, and then I would have been able to go there and get the rook. That would have been fun. I don't remember what I did instead of that. I did something. All right, so he puts his rook here. I could have put my knight here, and taken that rook. Yeah, either way, I could have done something cool and fun. And if he responded to me putting my knight up there by putting his queen there, I would just go ahead and take the rook, and then and then let her take my queen, and then I would have developed my pawn structure a little bit. Let's see what happened. I decided to castle. I guess I was going for the gold. You ignored an opportunity to win a rook through a fork. Yes, I did. I'm sorry I did that. Oh, my goodness. And so he moves there, and that didn't really affect anything. Permits the opponent to eventually win a queen. That's true, it does. And so I put my rook there. That was what I wanted. I wanted both these pieces on this square. I really, really did. And so that's what I got. And then, so then he does this, and then I put that there. It still could have won the rook. Yeah, you've overlooked an opportunity to win a queen. How could I have won a queen? Not sure. Show moves. Well, I don't see how I'd win the queen from there, but I do see that was quite a nice set of moves. All right, so here we have I went over here to get this pawn. I just didn't realize that I could put my knight there and get that rook. Should have realized that. So he takes, and I take and put him in check, and then he goes there. That's a very good move. And then I go there. I could have threatened the queen. All right, so that was an unexpected move on his part. And so then I went up there. I wanted to get my bishop out. That's why I did that. It's an overlooked opportunity to win a queen through a skewer. Right. If I had put my queen up there, he would have had to move out of the way, and I could have got his queen for free. You're right, I missed that. And that's one of my favorite moves. Good grief. I missed it by not looking for checks and threats and everything exactly the way that I should have done. All right, so that he moves that. It's an inaccuracy. And I move there because I'm going to threaten his queen, which was, dumb. And so he goes there, and that's considered a very good move. Then I put him in check, or put her in check. And then I do some other moves to do that. So I put my knight, protect my knight so that the queen can't take it. And then it's going to threaten my knight that way, which is considered questionable. So that was missed an opportunity to win material. I'm not sure what I could have won. Oh, I could have just taken this. No, I couldn't. That wouldn't work. All right. So that goes. She puts her bishop there, and it's considered an error. But what it does is it allows the rook to go and take the rook. Then I move here so I can get my other rook out into the play. All right. And so now that pawn is kind of free for the taking. And that was considered a mistake. So I put my rook here for another potential surprise attack on the queen. He puts his pawn down, don't know why. I'll go ahead and go here. And he goes there. So obviously we're stuck in like in limbo. Yeah, that was an inaccuracy. I could have won the queen. Not sure how. So that went back there, which is fine. So then I go here, and I think I begin to So it goes there to threaten my queen. Yeah, so chess.com's database suggests the best thing would be to trade queens at this point. So I go back here, which does that again. That's dumb. I'm assuming that. But then I take my this pawn up because I don't like the fact that my king is down here, not in an impregnable area. So he puts that there, threatening this pawn, which isn't a bad move, I don't think. But it's considered an inaccuracy. This permits the opponent to force that eventual checkmate. Yes, it does. That's true. So I go here, and I threaten the queen and the bishop, and it's considered a mistake on my part. And it takes with the queen. That was a great move. And so then I think I could take my bishop here and put him in check again. I didn't. I advanced the pawn to the queen, and then that enables him. I'm not sure what she did at that point. Took my knight, but then I put him in check with this pawn, and if she hadn't done that, well, I don't know. This doesn't seem right. She could have put her rook here, and then I would have had to take her rook, perhaps. I'm not sure why that she made the next move that she did. She took it with her queen. That captures a pawn that checked the king, yes, but it enables me to... there was something better for me than that? What was it? Huh. Okay. All right. Well, to me, that was a great move, and but I sure want to learn as much strategy as possible. I went and did a chess challenge in chess.com today. I think I would like to do a lot of these. Put him in check, and he goes there. I trade, and from here it's just a different kind of game. So now I just have to take the pieces and then put him in checkmate. And so I break up the pawn things here. I'm going to have pawn wars over here. So I do that. And then I take his pawn and put him in check at the same time. Which I almost took his rook there and figured I could get my pawns up. I didn't, though. I decided not to do that. I've done that before and it's been successful. So I get no more pawns. He puts me in check, which I expected. But now I've got a great fortress to hide in. A great impregnable defense. And then he goes there. I go there and put him in check. And gets out. And then I start moving my pawn up. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I mean, that's the pawn I was going to advance and get a new queen. So he goes there to threaten this this pawn. And that allows me to go here and put him in check and take his rook. I really like that kind of a move. I think it's great. So I move there, put him in check, and then he moves out, and she moves out, and I take the last remaining power piece, and then I just move this pawn up and get a queen, and then fairly quickly move into checkmate without letting the opponent get into a stalemate. All right, so that's it. I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that the concept that I wanted to put out there for you was the sheep no more. Turn the tables, devour your opponent. And so I want to look at this opening that I've been using as an opening that leaves you very well defended, and that's the intention, is to be well defended, and then you can go from there to to respond to attacks from your opponent, to attack your opponent, and to be to be what you want. So that's the intent. That was the hope of this exercise, and focusing on threats. That's from the theme we had a few weeks ago, where we started with strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so this little series, I wanted to look at threats. It just focused on threats while creating that impregnable defense. And so I didn't take every opportunity that I had. I'm sure you probably saw some more that I could take, that I could figure out, and if so, let me know in the comments. And this raised my rating back up a little bit. I mean, that's really good. It's up to 694 again, or is that what I started? I don't remember. Anyway, it was up to 736, and then I lost some games, and it went down. So hope to change that. So at any rate, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I look forward to hearing from you. And if you think I've earned it, please smash that subscribe button and the like button. Give us some comments and some ideas. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll check you later.